Hello, everybody. I don't know why I look this white, but hey, it must be the ring light. I will wait for more people to join, for people to join in general, so we can get started with the discussion. Um, It was a lot of boxing this weekend. I did not watch the Showtime card. I tried to catch it. Was really busy yesterday all day until around 7:30 p.m. Actually, probably later than that because I when I turned on the zone, it was literally it was literally Canelo and Kalen Smith's walkout. So as soon as I turned on the zone, they were walking out already. So I did not catch the Showtime card, and I did not watch any of the undercards for the zone card on the Canelo's undercard. So if you guys can definitely tune me in on those, I would love for you guys to tell me how those went. Because again, I did not watch that card. I don't know. All I did was watch the main event like some casual would. So if you guys could tell me, I know Boots put on a spectacular performance. I did see those highlights, and damn, that kid is impressive. So I'm really excited to see Enes how much he develops even more as a fighter, right? Of course, I did catch the Triple G fight on Friday. That was definitely an experience, but also I did only see the main event for that card. I did not see the whole thing. Now, I want you guys to give me your feedback. What did you guys think of Triple G? Because I've been hearing a lot of mixed things. Like a lot of people say, wow, just like the commentators, wow, Triple G is back to his, Triple G from 5 years ago. Others are saying, wow, he was gassed out by the fourth round. You can see him breathing heavily through his mouth. Other people are still very much so begging, interested for a third fight against Canelo with Triple G. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and kind of get a little bit more feedback on that because I've seen just especially on Twitter all over the place. Hello, what the streets created. How are you? What did you think? What did you think of the fights this weekend? Definitely here to get your guys's input on that specifically because it was a very packed weekend of fights. Let's just start with Triple G and basically his performance. I think he looked great. I think he looked very assertive. I didn't think like he was trying to knock out Szermeta though. In no point in the fight did I feel like Triple G was going for the knockout. So what the streets creator said is the same old Triple G. So, a lot of people feel like he's back to his old self, back to Triple G that was knocking everybody out back in back when he was before the Canelo fights. Thank you so much, Sant, for the super chat. A hell of a performance like Canelo. My best friend lost his shit when Canelo's ring walk. I barely saw Canelo's ring walk. I know he was wearing the sarapes and what happened in the ring walk? Honestly, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. When I turned it on, I was still setting up a bunch of other stuff and cleaning up a bunch of stuff. So I didn't really pay attention much to the ring walk. Like I basically, when I was already like finally sitting down to watch the fight, it was basically time to start the fight already. So please tell me, Santiago, what happened besides Canelo coming out to his usual Mexican music with setup is on. um, with Triple G, I loved his performance in the way that I like that he didn't seem desperate for a knockout. He didn't seem like he wanted to, just get that guy out of there. And he did get rounds in, and he looked dominant. What I didn't like was my criticism over the whole thing is the fact that why was someone like Szermeta a mandatory? That guy had no answers for Triple G. He had no power. Like literally, whenever he would land anything on Triple G, it was like slow motion and like barely tapping him. Why do these sanctioning bodies have these stupid ass mandatories that shouldn't be mandatories? It feels like yes, there's too many belts, but also the mandatories don't necessarily hold up to the standard that we have that they should have to challenge these guys that are already champions, especially someone like Triple G, right? So I'm glad the kid didn't get hurt. I'm glad Szermeta did not get hurt, and he did not look just completely, you know, fucked up. His face wasn't like messed up, right? But Triple G didn't seem, in my opinion, in any rush to knock out Szermeta. He kind of took the time. He dominated. I didn't like that the commentators. By the way, I love Crystal Jiri. Crystal Jiri does a hell of a job commentating. But of course, the rest of the zone team, I do not fuck with the rest of the zone team. They are so fucking ugly. Like their commentating is terrible in my opinion. They're always fighting amongst each other. It's clear that they don't like each other, and that's fine. You don't have to like each other to do a job, but you can tell it does get in the way of how they do their work. And I just didn't like that they were constantly mentioning Canelo, or that they were saying, that this fight would get Canelo to want to fight Triple G. And I know I can see why people want a third fight, because I had Triple G winning the first. I had Canelo win the second one. I could feel why it would be like, hey, a tiebreaker. But however, Canelo has so much competition to look forward to, so many guys that he can fight to make such a great, keep making a great legacy. And I don't think seeing Triple G slap this polished dude around for 7 rounds with no type of challenge is making Canelo look at them and be like, yes, I want a challenge with Triple G. And as much as you hate Canelo, you can say, oh, whatever you say about Canelo that you hate him. He does take challenges. And the fight will probably happen with Triple G, but he would probably only do it because everybody's fucking asking for it. Because I don't think he feels like that's a challenge for him, or that he feels like it's necessary, because according to him, he feels like he already settled everything in the second fight. Says, I wish I knew the name of the song Canelo had in my Nechi cover. That's what's in. Oh, I think it's always Mexico Lindo Querido, right? I think he always comes out to Mexico Lindo Querido. I'm pretty sure. But I'm gonna, as soon as my kids come, I have to go get my kids later. As soon as they come back, I'm gonna rewatch the fight. I'm gonna go ahead and rewatch the fight, because I want to see the whole thing. I didn't see any. All I saw yesterday and Friday were the main events, like some fucking casual. And I did not catch the Showtime card. So you guys, please tell me how the Showtime card was. I did see the Boots highlights. Boots is just impressive as hell. That kid is something. So go ahead and tell me how the Showtime card was, because I completely missed it. Eventually this round I was like, let's kill this one. Smart choice. Hello, good stuff. ¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches. That's why I watched it on the Zone in Espanol. I think that, yes, Jesse Vargas is on the Spanish commentating, and so is Claudia Trejo, I believe. Jesse Vargas does great in Spanish commentary. Like, I really like Jesse Vargas as a Spanish commentator. He's like Chris Algieri. They're just blend in so well and give such good perspective to the fights and blow by blows. I really like it. If better not, I don't know what you're talking about. What happened? You're not watching Triple G versus Canelo 3? Yeah, I mean, Chuga, I don't like the word deserve, because again, it feels like rude, right? Or it feels like entitled to say someone doesn't deserve something. But Canelo did make a really good point yesterday in his post-fight interview, where he said, okay, if the fans really want this fight, fuck it, I'll fight him again. But I want you guys to keep note that I do take on the best. I do fight the best, right? And it's true. Triple G, as much as, yes, the first fight I had him winning, the second fight I had Canelo winning. I can see why people would think that was more of a draw than the first. Very valid. But Canelo has, again, so much potential to fight so many other fighters that we would rather, I think the majority would rather see before, or rather than a third Triple G fight, right? It's not that we don't want to see a third Triple G fight. It's just that we'd rather see Canelo fight Caleb Plant. Was the other guy, Benavidez, any guy at 168, maybe Boo Boo, maybe Charlos, BJ Saunders, literally anybody else. It would be amazing. And again, this is not a jab towards Triple G or claiming that he's undeserving. It's just Canelo has options, a lot of options. And with Canelo, I think he's just petty. And I've mentioned this before plenty of times. I think Canelo's just dead ass, just a petty motherfucker. Like, he does not want to give Triple G another payday. He does not want to give Triple G more limelight, because he knows that he can make money on his own. He can make money regardless of who he fights. Triple G, not so much. He would have to fight Canelo to make that same type of money, right? Yeah, Mexico Linda Querida, it's always the song Canelo walks out to. Oh, really? Can someone tell me what people here? Let me know what song it was. I'm gonna rewatch it, but I need to know. Yeah, the thing about the this would be a great fight, but you know, the Zone and PBC, I don't know if they would work together. The whole politics is really dumb. Me too, Nighthawk. I missed the Showtime card. I wish I would have watched it, but I was busy as hell filming other things, other content. And I missed the whole Showtime card. All I watched was the main event. So again, let me know what you guys thought of the Showtime card and how you liked it and your favorite fight on it. Yes, Me Too was this recreated. That dude had a 7-inch reach advantage and a 7-inch height advantage. And it's like, how do you have that huge advantage and you still let the smaller dude dictate the pace of the fight? Like, how does that happen? And you know, when Canelo did that against, you know, he's making it a pattern to completely take away those advantages that are size and reach from his opponents. He did it against Daniel Jacobs because I personally remember when Daniel Jacobs said fuck the weight and he paid the IBF, you know, the money, the fine for missing weight. I thought to myself, holy crap. Daniel Jacobs just said, fuck the weight. I'm going to not do the second day weigh in and I'm going to come in heavier and I'm going to bully Canelo. That's what I thought that meant. When I saw that Jacobs didn't make weight, I'm like, this dude totally is doing this on purpose. And he is going to just bully Canelo, or at least try to, right? Like he's going to just impose his size and reach. We didn't really get that until like the 8th round. And it was just for that round where Canelo and Jacobs had a really good exchange in the 8th round. And that was it. In the 9th, it went back to just, you know, Canelo outboxing and countering Jacobs. You know, it was just like that. Canelo takes that away from them. With fielding, I don't really want to say anything because you know that guy was not a legit champion, and I don't care what anybody says. Now Canelo's a real 168 champion. Before I didn't see him as one. So with him, same thing. That kid had nothing to offer. But again, they don't try to impose their advantage. Like nothing at all. Kovalev. With me, I thought, well, eventually Kovalev, you know, he has an amazing jab, but he was doing it properly, right? At least Kovalev did it properly in the way that I'm going to try to maintain my distance with my jab. And I'm going to try to just like jab, 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 and kind of get out of the way because with my reach, and if I jab him and then step back a little bit, he can't catch me back. He can't counter me because I'm using my jab effectively to kind of negate that, right? But eventually he got caught and Canelo was still investing to the body, which I think helped. With Caleb Smith, though, I was expecting so much of this guy, especially because I think his brother gave Canelo a better fight than Caleb did. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing like, oh, let me try this. And I think that's what pissed me off about Caleb Smith, that he did not do he didn't make any adjustments. None. He didn't say, oh, well, this round I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna try maybe going to the body or feinting to the body and then going to the head, or I'm gonna try to just jab and see how I take the counter. Nothing. He landed like, what was it, like 19% or something? Like he threw like 500, no less, because he threw like over 500 punches and only landed like 90 something, 94 or something like that. So I did expect much more from Caleb, but you have to understand at least that they're scared of the counters. Like if once they try something and they don't like what comes back to them in the form of Canelo's very crisp timed counter punches, it kind of leaves you like, well, fuck, I don't want to try anything because this kid comes back and he comes back hard. And it's just, I expected more too. Intro's Final Countdown, but the name of the song he enters to is Final Countdown. Ooh, thank you, Manny. Canelo talking a third Triple G fight would be great. Stay busy fight while Caleb Penn deal. Yeah, see that would be the only reason why I think Canelo would fight Triple G, to like stay busy before Caleb Plant or all, you know, whoever kind of has BJ Saunders or whatever, they do their thing. BJ Saunders just fought, so I feel like that would also time well. The thing is, they're still thinking of him fighting that mandatory for the WBC. The one that was supposed to fight Canelo when they took the belt from Benavidez for missing weight. Remember that? Yeardam, or what was his name? So I think they might do that one. I think if Canelo's like super fucking petty, he's gonna be like, I'd rather fight my WC mandatory for a stay busy fight than Triple G because I don't want to give him money. Because he's gonna get criticized either way. Canelo's gonna get criticized if he faces Yeardame or whatever his name is, because let's be honest, Canelo's probably just gonna stop the kid, and he's probably not the caliber of Canelo. Just like Triple G's opponent on Friday was not at all at the caliber, right? So now let's talk about Triple G. Let's say Canelo beats Triple G a third time and more convincingly. People are just gonna say that it's because Triple G is old, right? So Canelo just can't win. I can't say that Triple G. Can't say he the Triple G of old. What? Until he fights more decent fighter, because this fight was totally was. Okay. Oh, you're talking about Triple G. Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I do believe also that Triple G is one of the guys that when he fights the best, it brings out the best in him. And again, both of these guys, both Canelo and Triple G, were out of the ring for a very long time, over a year, right? Both of these guys were out of the ring for over a year. So I feel like this is why maybe also ring rust. I'm not sure. Canelo should put those Charlo bros to sleep. They're gonna come for you, Nighthawk. Lions only people are gonna come for you for saying that. Intro was Final Countdown. Yes, thank you, Manny, for clarifying that. Wouldn't happen. Charlo would ask for an absurd amount of money he knows he wouldn't get. Well, there's those rumors, right? There's been rumors before that they have offered the Charlos a lucrative deal, right? And that they turn it down, or maybe not the Charlo, but maybe like his team. I want to see Canelo fight Berta BF. You guys are so fucking weird. I'm not even gonna entertain shit like this. Smith was afraid of getting counterpunched all night, especially when he saw Canelo was already. See, the thing is too. How do you like? I understand, like, okay, the countering, but how do you not at least try to impose your size? Like, have you guys seen Scary Movie 3 when like Brenda is like watching the ring and the little ring girl comes out of the TV and like she fights her and she's holding her by the head, like she's holding her by the head and she's like the little girl swinging. That's how Smith should have had Canelo. But no, like Canelo has been literally he was just stalking Smith like a predator, like stalks his prey. Like literally he had Smith walking backwards since the fucking starting bell. Like he just had him going backwards. He did catch him against the ropes a couple times. I think he was trying to set up that uppercut. And he did, land some really nice uppercuts, but not to the point where it could knock him out. So it was still good. Obviously, I didn't think Canelo was gonna knock out Smith. I did think it was gonna go in decision or like maybe late stoppage or whatever, but this guy has a very tough chin. He's never been dropped before. He's never been knocked out before. 1, 2. These are bigger guys. I don't think Canelo's gonna be knocking motherfuckers out at this weight class as much because these guys have they're bigger, so they're able to absorb more power. He was gunshot. I didn't see anything land for Smith of significance. Like I did not see anything or him even trying. Well, what happened with Keith? What happened with Keith? Can you guys fill me in? What happened with Keith? Canelo's performance was underwhelming for sure. My best friend described Canelo just teasing him. Yeah, like I knew that after, because of that, people were gonna say that this was a boring fight, that this wasn't, the term they like to use is a glamorized sparring session, right? This is just a sparring session. And yes, maybe so, but if you don't enjoy at least like just an outboxing session with a guy like smaller dude does to a bigger dude, what do you like? Like I know like knockouts are cool and I love knockouts just as much as the next person, but you have to like these things too, these type of performances, these types of display of like really masterful performances. Yeah, I saw a lot of, oh, this fight was boring. Oh, Canelo couldn't knock out this fucking dude, and this is just a fucking glorified sparring session. And I'm just like, boxing fans will never enjoy things. Hello, mom. How are you, mom? How are you? Canelo gathering all the belts to just fight Charlo Benavidez already. Well, Well, when you say gathering all the belts, but then you mentioned two guys that are in different weight classes. Charlo's at 160, Benavidez is 168. Benavidez don't even have a belt. And Canelo did say he's staying at 168 for now. He says that now he's trying to, his goal right now is to capture the belts at 168. Yeah, Charlo's 160 and Benavidez don't have a belt anymore. That's the belt that belonged to Benavidez is the one that Canelo is the one that Canelo got last night. He should fight Billy Joe Saunders. Ese güey no creo que la tenga. What do you mean? Billy Joe Saunders is not going to respect Canelo, or Canelo's not going to respect Billy Joe Saunders? He should fight Billy Joe Saunders. Ese güey no creo que le tenga respeto. So, you think that Billy Joe Saunders is going to be like more come forward than Smith last night? Is what you're implying. That maybe so. I mean, I don't. Billy Joe's not one to like really engage. He's also more of a guy that counters. He's more tactical in his approach. We all saw what he did to Lemieux, how he made him look, right? And he's usually like that in all his fights. He counters, but not in like the explosive way where he's going to be looking for the counters. He kind of finds his spots to counter, and that's how he wins fights, because he outboxes his opponents. The fight everyone says Canelo's Caleb plan, because, well, yes, I think we were all looking forward to that one, but this is the second time that Caleb Plant turns down the fight for whatever reasons. He just turns it down. So I mean, let's hope that after this fight that Caleb Plant has, he can give Canelo a ultimate, like, okay, now after this it's you type of thing, like Canelo usually did with his opponents. After winning a fight, he would say, now I'm going to fight this person, right? Like kind of make the announcements right there and then, right? He said he was going to fight Triple G, and then, okay, again. But he usually does say like, okay, I'm fighting this person. I hope that Caleb Plant is able to do that, because fuck, man. I like Caleb Plant. Had a chance to meet him too when he was still a contender. Yeah, I mean, Caleb Plant is a funny dude. I have nothing against the dude. I do think Canelo obviously has a better resume. But I think it would be Caleb Plant, not BJ Saunders, that would be very come forward with Canelo. Like, I think Caleb Plant would really try to impose that dude will try to impose his size advantage. And so would Benavidez. Both of these dudes would give Canelo a fight, and at least try to. And let's be honest, like that would put them probably a little bit more risk, because Canelo, again, is a natural counterpuncher, and that's what he wants. I feel like the main reason why Canelo didn't knock out Smith last night is not necessarily because, I mean, it is a lot to do with him being able to absorb more punches, but also because Canelo does better when he thrives on counterpunching. Canelo thrives on the counterpunching, and when guys come forward, he's able to get them back. And the more they try to get him, the more he gets them back, right? So same thing, like he with Caleb Plant, I feel like he would be able to do that more. But at the same time, these guys have probably better chins. They probably they will impose their size advantage, and that's why those, in my opinion, make very interesting fights. The people that I'm gonna say right now, it's fucking stupid when people keep saying bringing up Benavidez. To me, that is the stupidest shit people do, and most of the time, the people that do that are the people who just want to see Canelo get knocked the fuck out. And I've said that shit in many of my lives. If you want to see Canelo get knocked the fuck out by Benavidez, cool. Just say that though. Say, I hate Canelo and I want him to fight Benavidez so that he can get Amir Khan. Just say that. Just say that, and it's valid, and it's your take, and that's valid. But don't use Canelo maybe not fighting Benavidez to be like, oh, well, see, Canelo's scared and he's never going to fight anybody. Because that's the narrative. The narrative is, oh, but he won't fight Benavidez though. But he's scared of Benavidez. He's cherry picking. Like any earlier someone's like, well, we just want to see the best fights and we want Canelo to be challenged. The guys that he beats everybody at 168, right? And it's like, you can have Canelo as a favorite in the entire 160 to 168. You can do that. But you can't say that it still challenges. You're telling me that Canelo fighting Benavidez is not a challenge. You're telling me that Canelo fighting Caleb Plant is not a challenge? These guys are either former champions that are undefeated or champions that are undefeated. And regardless of whether you find Canelo a favorite in this particular matchup, in these particular matchups, that doesn't mean it's not a challenge. It's still a challenge to face another champion. It's still a challenge to face another undefeated fighter. It's still a challenge to face someone that's, you know, now he's in the same weight class, but who's bigger than you and has a size and reach advantage. So when people like to say that Canelo won't fight Benavidez because he's scared of a challenger, because he's cherry picking, or because blah 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 blah, no, that's bullshit. Just say you want Canelo to have a big chance of getting laid out on the floor like American and go. You can say that. You can say I don't like Canelo. He's a cherry picker for me, or I want him to face Berta BF so that he can get laid the fuck out because I hate them. I want to see him on the floor, on the campus. Okay. But to imply that if Canelo doesn't fight Berta BF, that means that, oh, he's avoiding challenges. That's just ridiculous. Plant turned out, yeah, he did. It's really annoying for boxing fans. We're like, please, this just has supposed to be fresh meat for Boo Boo. They're both, I don't know. Boo Boo pissed me the fuck off last night. Did you guys hear the shit he was saying? He kept saying like, oh, Canelo, he hasn't fought anybody. He fought Mosley, and we're like, and I usually like dislike Mannix because he says stupid shit all the time. But he was putting Boo Boo on his place. Like, why are you bringing up shit from like when Canelo was like 22? And he's like, oh, he needs to fight the best, and he needs better challenge. There's other guys like he hasn't fought anyone. Golden Boy. What he basically implied that Golden Boy like threaded lightly with Canelo and just fix fights for him and shit, right? Like you can say that, but if you're Boo Boo Andre, the same Boo Boo Andre who hasn't fought a top 10 dude, like in your last 5 fights, and you like your resume is literally ass, you should maybe shut the fuck up because you look stupid as hell. Boo Boo looked so stupid last night, saying he just looked like a salty, bitter hater. And I don't like that because I didn't think that of Boo Boo. And last night when he was saying all that like nonsense, I'm like, bro, like just shut up. Why should Canelo fight at 168? Because he wants to. He literally says it in his interview. He literally said it last night that he's staying at 168 and capturing the belts there. He said he feels more comfortable at 168 and more powerful. Not maybe like, oh, I have more power, but that he doesn't have to drain himself to make 160. Or maybe he just likes to not have to be, on a diet as much to make 160. I don't. He turned it down twice. And who needs a promotion for Canelo? It's fucking Canelo. The fight, it's going to sell itself. That fight would sell itself if everyone on boxing Twitter or boxing media put out a fucking tweet that Canelo fights Caleb Plant next week, that shit would do numbers. That shit would still have a bunch of fucking eyes. Why? Because it's Canelo. It's fucking Canelo. That's such a bullshit ass excuse. Like that. I like Caleb Plant, but that is the dumbest fucking excuse. Oh, there's not enough time to promote it. Who gives a fuck? Get in there and beat the guy. Beat the guy that you believe that you can beat. Get in there and do it. To me, that's one of the dumbest excuses I've ever seen in my life. Still waiting on Keith Thurman's return. I don't know if shit. Maybe earlier next year. Y'all are fucking crazy. What's up? I know, dude. That's what I mean. Like, if it's someone like wants to make that point, like, and you are like, you have a decent resume, whatever, I'll pass it. I'll allow it. But fucking Boo Boo Andre, who literally again has not fought a top 10 dude in his last, like, at least his last 5 fights. The same fucking Boo Boo Andre who got dropped by, what's his name? I can't think of it right now. But really? The same Boo Boo Andre that has to have fucking YouTubers fight in his card so that people tune in? That Boo Boo Andre is talking? Okay. I mean, I would favor Canelo just because, again, of the resume and the type of opposition he's faced so far. I think already has dipped his feet into being able to get in there with Killer Plant. What's up? Hello. I like that. Then we just said, yeah, but then he also said a bunch of dumb shit. But it's true. Everybody should fight each other, right? Like I mentioned earlier, the people that are like, "Oh, Canelo needs to have a challenge. Canelo needs to have a challenge. He needs to fight Bertavia because he needs to be challenged." I wish people were this fucking demanding about other fighters getting a challenge, like dead ass. The world would be a better place if we were this demanding towards all fighters and this vocal about it, right? Because shit. I again, you might not have thought that Caleb Smith at 168 was the best 168. Maybe you have Benavidez higher. Maybe you have Caleb Plant higher, and that is valid, right? That's a valid opinion. But you can't fucking tell me that any of the notable names at 160 could go up and fight Caleb Smith and dominate him in that fashion. I promise you they wouldn't. And again, this is not me dissing that. It's just, can they fight each other in the process while like they wait their Canelo turn? He has struggles when people move. We're still having this narrative. This was like years ago. Of course, anybody struggles with guys who are movers, more technical fighters, right? That's why we love to see like technical fighters like put on a boxing clinic, right? I love that shit. But this is not the same Canelo anymore that faced Lara and Floyd. Am I saying that BJ Saunders doesn't give Canelo problems? Yeah, he does, probably for a few rounds, right? Until Canelo can adapt to it. But Canelo has gotten better at cutting off the ring. He has. Canelo, again, he's more of a natural counterpuncher, and that's why he is so successful, right? Because he has to wait for people to counter. I mean, to throw him so he can counter, right? And that's his best ability. But again, like he did improve. He's not the whole Canelo's flat-footed. Canelo struggle. Everybody struggles with these guys. Everybody struggles with guys that are more tactical, right? That are movers. All boxers struggle with them. Some are just better at cutting off the ring than others. And I do feel like Canelo would still. You're right. He would. That would be probably one of the things that Canelo could maybe struggle with Caleb Plant if they were to fight. But at the same time, I think it would depend on what plan Caleb Plant wants to, what plan he wants to execute. Does he want to use his size and reach advantage to just jab Canelo into a decision and, like just make Canelo not even be able to land anything? Or is he going to try to impose his size advantage to knock out Canelo or to try to knock him out? Right? It depends on what path he would choose. But again, this narrative and bringing these names up, right? Because these are old fucking names. Who else is also kind of tactical? Jacobs kind of was like, he's a little bit more of a mover. He's a little bit more tactical. He didn't give Canelo that many problems like this. So I just want to like remind people that when making an argument against someone, use at least recent examples, not examples from like fucking 6 years ago and shit. Good fight. Now it's time to fight the big boy. I don't think Benavidez happened simply because he doesn't have a belt right now. I think Canelo would wait until he has a belt to fight him. Charlo, that's 160. Zurdo has never impressed me. Zurdo has never, ever impressed me. But I think that would be a good fight because, again, I don't think Zurdo would hold back against Canelo. So would it be a good fight? Yes. Would I have Canelo a favorite? Yes. Zurdo has never impressed me, ever. Gotta take off. Oh, bye, Santiago. See you soon, hopefully. We need a list of top. We need a list. Well, the WBO, they all have rank. All the sanctioned bodies have rankings. Smith was seen as a former challenger, but once it gets to the fight, most boxers respect Canelo's power. Yes, and that's the thing. Like, it's true when they say, "Oh, everybody has a plan to they get punched in the face," right? In this case, it's when they get punched counter to the body type of thing. Because again, maybe we all did think that Canelo would eventually beat Smith, but I did not expect this type of performance I think Canelo beats all these names hands down. Only way he's losing is if he wants to. Nobody's forcing him to lose. Fighting with, you guys are crazy. I think it depends, right? A lot of people hold Canelo to a really high standard, which is why I think people hate him so much in the same way too, because or people are uh so fast to criticize him because they expect much more of him. Like I mentioned, they want him to fight fucking Benavidez to get their respect or to claim that he's getting a challenge. Meanwhile, Boo Boo Andre fighting like nobody. Meanwhile, BJ Saunders just fought like Murray, which like is old, who's old as fuck, right? Like Triple G fight is it was a mandatory, but it's just like this random fucking dude, right? They don't get as much criticism as Canelo does for fighting top guys, right? And I don't think these guys. Oh, there's no way these guys beat him. I think Benavidez could probably beat Canelo if you know he fought the right fight. Maybe Caleb Plant too, if he's able to successfully take those advantages and use them, you know, effectively against Canelo, which so far no one has been able to. That size in the reach, no one has been able to use that specifically to, you know, make Canelo look bad. The only one that has made Canelo look bad, Lara and Floyd, right? Like, but again, that was so long ago, and he cuts off the ring better now. And again, I don't know. It depends on how he would execute. They would execute that. Yeah, I don't get how you can like stand on like the zone, not just the zone, because like remember, guys, it was a pay-per-view. So he stood up on national television and he said that shit. Like he's just like that's clown shit. People all over the world heard that. Like that is disgusting. Canelo's a great fighter, but Chavez will always. I don't think anybody's arguing that. I don't think. Do you know how much? Do you not read the comments? Like people hate Canelo. I don't think anybody would ever put him over Chavez. Never gonna happen. Thoughts on? I don't want to talk about that. Boo was confused what about it. See, that's funny though. Like, I know pay-per-views are very subjective, right? Like, everybody has different styles that they like, and that's fine. That's why I personally don't do pound for pound list. But yeah, that he's just crazy. Boo Boo Andre, the guy that has a belt, he has a WBO, I believe, at 160. Is it WBO or WBA? Who has a belt at 160? I don't even know anymore. Charlo has one. Charlo has a WBC, right? And then Boo Boo has what? Who has what at 160? I don't even know anymore. Please remind me, y'all. Oh, Triple G has IBF. Um, who's people been ducking who for since 2015? Y'all wildin'. Who has been getting ducked since 2015? Charlo or Boo Boo? You better not be saying Boo Boo's getting ducked, cause bruh. Boo 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 Boo. uh, the nasal spray. Oh Lord. I don't want to see Triple G's Canelo today because I feel Canelo would really hurt Triple G bad. Maybe not because Triple G is a strong dude, right? Triple G is he has a very good chin, but I just feel like Canelo doesn't see any benefit to that other than just fans like stop asking for it, for the fans to stop asking for it because he would get no credit anyway, even if he were to beat Canelo more, Triple G more convincingly, even without the knockout. Let's say Canelo just literally does the same thing to Triple G that he did to Kellen Smith last night. People would be like, well, Triple G's old. He doesn't have the same reflexes. And he's just, you know, father time catches up to you, which is very, very true. So why should Canelo fight Triple G? That's probably like what he thinks. Like, I'm not going to get credit. I already fought this dude twice and didn't get credit. What's fighting him one more time going to do? Nothing. People are just gonna keep saying that Triple G's old. Canelo's the Michael Jordan of boxing. No disrespect, but no one stops Canelo on 75. Y'all crazy. Only guy see Canelo work is Berta be even on. Can we just stop with Andrew Ward shit too? Oh my god. Yeah, Boo Boo Andre. He's at 160. I'm confused. What? What's on the internet? I don't know. Sorry, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore because I'm late on the comments. Canelo, but I mean, yeah, I don't. That fight I don't think happens anytime soon because he doesn't have a belt. Benavidez doesn't have a belt. Canelo has that belt now because he went against it with Smith. So now he has a He has a WB. What belt does Canelo have? Because I know Kalen Smith had two, right? Or no? I don't fucking know. Honestly, it's insane with the size difference. Canelo couldn't do any damage. I can't get. Yeah, at least try. Like, you know what? I feel like if I was Kalen Smith, I'd be like, well, fuck, nothing's happening because he didn't change anything. He didn't change anything. He didn't have any answers. He didn't have like any like adjustments, like none. The boy did not make any adjustments. But if I were saying like in the seventh round, I feel like I'd be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna go for all of it. And if he knocks me out or he drops me, well, fuck, I guess. But it seems like these guys are complacent with just going the distance and not getting knocked out, right? And I don't know if you guys saw that at the end, he had like a big ass bola on his arm. He has like a big ass bump, and they're like, oh, he got injured. And post fight, Canelo's like, yeah, I targeted the arm because his hook is like his dangerous asset. So I took that away. And yeah, like the motherfucker had a huge fucking bulge right here. Did you guys see it? I don't know if I saw it on Twitter, but I'll try to look for it and show you guys because I did see Kellen Smith had his arm all messed up. And I just felt like, oh, I'm like, fuck. Like, he got injured. If he got injured, people are going to say it's because he got injured. That the only reason why Canelo, won. They're going to say that that's the only reason. Like, how people are. So let me show you guys. I will share my screen with you guys and show you guys the his arm and how his arm looked. So this is how his arm looked. You can clearly see that it has like a big old fucking chipote. Yeah, you can see right here that he has a big old bump. See, like, and he just looks beat the fuck up. He looks very creepy, like that shadow the hat is casting is very, very creepy. But yeah, as you can see, he had like a whole little baseball sized, you know, fucking bump. Right? So shit. Canelo, according to him, post fight, he said that he actually he did that. Like he knew that Caleb Smith had that over him, like that really good hook, and that he was gonna try to get away from him. You're acting like that's his fault. Fought who? Who's fought what? You acting like that's his fault. Who fought who? I forgot Andre as a boxer. He's irrelevant. I I think Boo Boo's talented. But the only reason Boo Boo's even in the conversation is because he got a belt. Like Boo Boo's one of those guys that if he didn't have a belt, he wouldn't be talked about. Virgil Ortiz Crawford. I do like that fight too. I don't know if it happens. Maybe so because I don't know again how Golden Boy and them like will manage the politics of fighting on PBC and stuff like that. So I feel like they have more of a chance of fighting with Top Rank, easier fight to make. But that would be great. Again, same thing. The Zone and PBC. I don't know how that much they would want to work together. Um, uh, uh, thank you so much. AJ versus Fury, who wins? That's actually a really interesting fight. I think Fury would win. AJ to me has gotten very, very, very passive throughout the years, and I just don't see him with the same aggressive approach as he had before. So I feel like I would have to favor Fury, and Fury just gets in your head. And I think Joshua's already like mentally a little messed up because I just I don't like his body language a lot when after post fight when people were asking, who he wants to fight next. He's like, "Oh, let the people decide." But he was like super like his body language was sketched to me. Let me see real quick. Mhm. Canelo would beat Charlo easy and Plant. I think Charlo he would beat him. I think Charlo would give him a really good fight. I think that'd be a great fight with between Canelo and Charlo. Thing is that Charlo is 160 and Canelo is now fighting at 168. So maybe if Charlo moves up eventually, maybe that fight can happen. I think that'd be a great fight. Charlo is a dog and Charlo's a lion, and I don't think again he would be one to just let Canelo walking backwards. I think that'd be a really good fight. But ultimately, I do think I would have to favor Canelo over Charlo. Pac-Man versus Mikey better than. Yeah, no, I don't want Pac-Man hurt again. Like that would suck. So I do hope that it's like better with like a fight with Mikey. Sergio Martinez could do it with who? With Canelo? Canelo beats everybody. We watch him cut down 6-3. Canelo baseball. Charlo's not. Dang, you guys are savage tonight. Who's next for Teofimo? I think he's gonna have to face his mandatory. I think he has a mandatory to take care of that. I don't remember the name of him, so I'm sorry. What's up with Berlanga? Yeah, Berlanga, he needs to like chill because he's just starting and he's fought like an array of like contenders that are there to get knocked out. So I like the kid. I like Berlanga. I have nothing against him, but he needs to like take several seats. Yeah, WBO. Andre has a WBO, but who has the rest? Triple G has IBF. WBC is Charlo. Who has a WBA? At 160. Canelo's not at 160. I mean, Canelo's not at 160. What the fuck are you talking about? Canelo is not undisputed at 160 because he no longer is contending in that division. He could have been undisputed had he stayed there, right? When he had both of the belts, when he had the WBC and he had WBC, he had the IBF that he took from Triple G, right? And then they got stripped by the IBF because he didn't face Derevyanchenko, and that's when the troubles with Golden Boy started because he was trying to chase the fight with Kovalev, and apparently the matchmakers and Golden Boy had promised the commission that Canelo was going to face his mandatory in Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko wanted $7 million. They were giving him $2 million. He did not want that, and because of the time of the negotiations passed, Canelo got stripped, and that's when the problems with Golden Boy started because he got stripped because they promised a fight to another fighter when he was trying to get a fight with Kovalev. So maybe back then, before that, he could have fought this person and made it happen and so like that. But now he doesn't want to. He wants to be undisputed at 168. If Boo wants to go up at 168 and get a belt at 168 and then get in line to fight Canelo, by all means. But right now, he ain't shit to be saying stupid shit on national television, making himself look fucking stupid. What's for next for Virgil? I think he just wants to keep fighting guys that are above the typical contender level, right? He think he's doing a great job so far. I would love to see him go a little bit. I know it's not his fault that the contenders don't last against him, but I would really love to see him maybe fight the Figueroas of the world, like the Granadoses of the world, like guys that are 147, but they're like B-level guys so that he can keep growing. There's no rush. I think that's a great matchup. I think that is a great matchup. Two Mexicans, whenever two Mexicans step in the ring, it's a war. I think Benavidez is a really prideful guy, and he's not going to let Canelo walk him backward, and he's definitely not just going to let Canelo dictate the pace of the fight. This dude is going to try to bully Canelo. Like, he will. I ultimately believe that Benavidez will try to dictate. He's not going to just sit back and be like, oh, well, oops, guess I'll die. Like, no, he's not going to do that. But also, if you watch any clip from Benavidez for his highlights, he leaves himself open tremendously. Like, it gives me anxiety to watch Benavidez's fights because yes, he's dominating, and yes, he just walks through dudes. Like, he literally comes forward just 1-2-1. He's like he's powerful, but he leaves himself so open, and that shit scares me with other people. Somebody like Canelo, that'd be like just food for Canelo to the body, right? If he were to do that. Obviously, I'm not saying that's what would happen because, guys fight dudes how they see best for their own style of fighting, right? So, of course, they're going to do that. So, I think that'd be a great fight. Let's see. Plant said he's the best at 168. What do you think I'm saying that? I mean, he can say that because he's been in the division longer than Canelo has, right? And he's gotten a title before Canelo did because, again, I don't think that fight with Rock Fielding was a real legit belt for Canelo. I think now he's a real champion at 168. Before, I didn't really see him as one. Plant is allowed to say that right now because Benavidez could be like, no, it's me. But it's like, well, you don't got a belt, right? And Canelo, it's just dipping his feet in 168. There's a second opponent at 168. So as much as we may favor Canelo over Killer Plant, Killer Plant, I think, is allowed to say something like that, even though we don't agree with it. He has the he can do that. Dang, this fight's gonna be so good. I'm so excited for this fight. You guys don't even know. Like, I'm really excited for this. Again, two Mexicans in the ring. It's just what dreams are made of. Canelo broke Smith's bicep and rolled. Yeah, like that shit looked like a little ball. Canelo said himself, no matter what he does, he'll never. Yeah, no, and not just the people who hate him, because even the people that do like him, I feel like they are, because he's faced better opposition, because he's literally out here taking challenges. Now he's conditioned the boxing fans that are his fans to, just do better and better and better. And Canelo does improve in every fight. I love how much he improves. Every fight you can see Canelo's improved, and shit, that's amazing. Benavidez has the potential to beat Canelo by decision, in my opinion, but I don't think it's smart enough to make that happen because he would love to exchange. Yeah. Yes, Carlos. This is probably a really, like, one of the best takes I've seen in the comment section today. Yes, Benavidez has potential to beat Canelo. Maybe if he goes to the body of Canelo, which he should be able to do because he has like the longer reach, right? Just kind of like do the hooks to the body. But again, going like that to Canelo and being a aggressor with Canelo literally leaves you vulnerable, because again, natural counterpuncher. He's a natural crisp counterpuncher with very great accuracy. So yes, maybe you are doing that hoping that what you hurt him with hurts him more than what he hurts you with, because you're the bigger guy. But when you're the bigger guy, you should be able to take those risks, right? You should be able to take those advantages and be like, hey, let me try to do this and impose my sense of advantage. And yeah, maybe he'll get me back, but I'm stronger and I should be able to absorb those punches better than him. Right. So yes, that's a great fight. I would love to see that fight. I don't know, so kind of hit the arm earlier rounds. Yeah, I could see that Reynoso was like not that happy with Canelo like performance a little bit, because he kept saying like, oh, like he caught you with this, or oh, he's doing this. Like, and I love how Reynoso talks to Canelo in between rounds, like very sense, like a nice sense of urgency. Tells him what, even instead of being like a yes man, like we often see in corners, like, oh yeah, you're doing great, you're doing amazing, sweetie. No, like he's telling Canelo like what he did wrong in that round that could possibly knock him the fuck out on the next one if he keeps letting shit get away like that, right? So I don't know. I really like that Eddie, how Eddie talks to Canelo in between rounds. Okay, brah, 160, Boo Boo WBO, IBF, Canelo. Canelo still has about one. Also, damn, that somebody needs to unify in that. I mean, unify, yeah. Someone needs to unify, because Canelo already said that he's not coming down to 160 again. So he's probably going to vacate the WBA, which is probably either going to go to Boo Boo, Triple G, or Charlo to get able to get a chance. I wonder who's higher ranked in the WBA. So yes, with Canelo vacating the WBA, that means either Charlo, Triple G, or Boo Boo would have a chance, hopefully, to fight for it against a mandatory, right? Let's see who's higher rankings. WBA rankings. WBA boxing rankings, right? Because Canelo's bound to, he's not going back down to 160. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. What the hell? Okay, let me share my screen so we can see these together. Let me share my screen. And then okay. Let's see. So let's see. Oh my god, why do I keep going so fast? Oh, so Murata, I call him Murata because I speak Spanish. He's actually the regular, because you have the super champion and the regular champion. So maybe Murata will go and fight. Maybe Triple G versus Murata. That's probably what they're gonna do, right? Because there had been rumors before of Triple G fighting Murata. So maybe that's what they will do. Triple G versus Murata at 160, and they will, Triple G will probably beat his ass and get that belt. Or I don't know, maybe Jamal or either one, but against, I think they're gonna do Murata. That'd be cool if they do it in Japan. And they have Eubank, who's the interim champ. Madiev is in Asia. Carlos, I'm Monroe. Sergio Martin, bro. Sergio Martinez is still highly ranked. What a time to be alive. So yes, it would probably be once Canelo vacates that, which he will. Murata versus either Triple G, Charlo, or Demetrius Andrade for like the chance to for that belt, or Chris Eubank. Okay. Smith could have done more. I agree. I agree. Canelo did target, and so they can't say anything. And the new Miguel. I'm way behind on comments. You're probably gone already. But yes, you guys need to shut the fuck up when you guys say weird shit. What are your thoughts on Munguia? I think Munguia versus Triple G would be a great fight. I think he lacks defense, and I don't like the partnership with Eric Morales as much as I love Eric Morales. I don't know how that. I don't like that duo. But I think him with Triple G would be a really nice fight now that Munguia's at 160. Munguia 160 against Triple G. Fuck it. Make it happen. They both fight on his own. Have you seen the conspiracy theories all over the internet? How to give Yes, a lot of an actual boxing trainer, like a boxing trainer friend that I know, told me, what did you think of the fight? I'm like, oh, it was a good fight. I'm like, I wish Smith could have done better. And he's like, it's not normal for Canelo to be walking dudes out like that. And he's like, he must be on something. And I'm like, well, you know about that more than I do, because again, I'm not a boxing trainer. I don't know. Like, I'm like, you know what? He's like, yeah. He's like, he obviously took something because that's not normal. And yes, I've been saying that all over the internet, like, oh, Canelo's on something. And it's like, if Canelo was going up and knocking out all these motherfuckers, like knocking them the fuck out, like just aggressively, then I'd be like, maybe so. But all he's doing is taking away their ability to use their like size and reach advantage. What drug helps you do that? What drugs helps you formulate a plan to avoid, your opponents imposing their specific advantages? I don't get it. And now 168 is, dang, Rob, you are coming through. 168 Billy, Plan BF, Canelo W. Okay, so Canelo went in, and that's why I feel like he tried Plant, but Plant said no. Billy Joe was fighting fucking old Murray. And Canelo's like, you know what, well, might as well fight this guy. He has 2 belts. I get 2-1. 2-1 special. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate your super chat. And anybody who does super chats, I appreciate you. Why is Plant so arrogant out of fight? You know what? I really like this fight with Uzcategui, right? Which is how he won the belt with Uzcategui. And yeah, when I saw this fight getting announced, I was very upset. I was like, this is why you turned down the Canelo fight, motherfucker. Like, is this going to promote better? Are you going to have time to? You could promote this shit for an entire fucking year, and it's not going to do the same numbers that if you would have fought Canelo with like 3 months notice, or 1 month notice, whatever the fuck. And you know what? And I think I said this last time. It's like, okay, if I'm Caleb Plant, right? And I get the call that Canelo wants to fight me, but I'm like, oh shit, like Canelo already, I just got out of the fight. I need more time to train. Fuck it. Because that was his first excuse, right? His first excuse was that he needed more time to train, right? Then I'd be like, oh fuck, but fuck this. Now I'm going to stay ready because if the phone were to ring again and it's Canelo, I'm going to fight him. I'm going to stay ready. But he didn't. I don't know. I like Caleb Plant. He's a cool dude, and I do enjoy the build-up to his fights. I do enjoy his performances. But this ain't it. Like, he is very arrogant, and it's just really, really, really weird. Thank you so much. Was this recreated? I really appreciate you so much. Canelo knocks out Charlo. I don't know about knocks out. Maybe to the body, but I would love to see it. No babies for me, please. No more babies. No more babies. No more baby daddies. I'm good with that one. Saunders or Plant? If what? Plant. I know Saunders has been like a possible matchup for Canelo since like the ones when they're both at 160. But I think I would be more entertained with a Caleb Plant fight than with a BJ Saunders fight. I think BJ Saunders would be good for like a build-up, for the build-up aspects, because, he trash talks. Maybe his son is going to try to come and hit Canelo in the dick again, like he did with Monroe. But I would rather see Caleb Plant. If it were up to me, I'd rather see Caleb Plant And I guess after that, BJ Saunders. But shit, if it were up to me, Canelo wouldn't have even moved up to 168. If it were up to me, he would have smoked everybody at 160 and had everybody shut the fuck up about like all these stupid ass conspiracies and that people are uh avoiding Boo Boo Andre because he's so fucking powerful. Oh my god. The boogeyman of 160. So would you say Benavidez? Yes, I would say that. Very much so. Yes, he does. But he that's the thing though. When it's guys like these guys that like have lack of discipline and they suffer because of it, but they still like provide us with like tremendous fights. Imagine how they would be at their 100%. Like that's crazy when you think about it like that. Like Benavidez is a dude that's always been, um, you know, in this like he has discipline issues, but then imagine he's still beating motherfuckers. So imagine if he was at 100%. Um, do you think Canelo's a shot? He was standing on this one. I thought he was sitting down. I didn't see him. He was standing up. I was doing like a live on OnlyFans when the fight was happening. So every time in between rounds, I would talk to the people. I wouldn't like look. I would hear the corners if they were talking, but when they would usually go to commercials, and I would like just talk to the people on the screen. I wasn't. I thought he was. I thought he was sitting down. The times I did see he was sitting down, and yes, I think that's showing off. I do. I when he first did it was against. ¿Cómo se llama? Este. ¿Cómo se llama ese güey? Chavez Jr. So yes, I mean a little bit, but it's I think it's also like a mind game. He's telling his opponent like, I'm fresh as fuck. Like you have done nothing to me. I am not exhausted from chasing you around the fucking ring because you won't come to me. I will continue to chase after you because you don't come for me. Um let's see. Thank you so much, Israel. How are you? Thank you so much for loving my channel. Arguello, I think Munguia definitely has a potential to be the next. I would love again. I would love to see him against Triple G now that Triple G is on his older days. I didn't skip your comment. I answered it. What you mean? You asked about Boo Boo and Plant, and then you called Canelo and the new. Unless let me look back on the YouTube because sometimes YouTube censors comments that I don't know why. No, I'm looking on the timeline. There's nothing that's been censored. Miguel, I answered your question. I'm just really late with. I'm sorry, I talked too much. But seriously, Canelo, yes. Canelo's been, and that's the thing. He looks good in every fight, and he looks better in every fight. And depending on the opponent, you see that he's improved. I love that shit. Canelo's aggressive counter punches. That's why he throw less, and it's not complicated. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's still people in the comment section being hella salty. Like, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here because I like engagement and I like, I like engagement. But imagine just going on a live just to like be salty. That's fucking crazy. Thanks though for the comments. Triple G was yes, bro. Remember when supposedly it was gonna happen and then it fell off because it was supposed to be in Japan and it's always different when they're trying to do it. But that would be sick. Triple G as Murata, like I would love to see that. Let's see. Charlos aren't. Oh, you guys are rude. I like the Charlos. I like the Charlos. Plan doesn't want to be great. I think they just. It's like complacency, and it's also like I feel like they know that they have fans regardless, right? Like they still they still knock people out, they still beat people, so they're like whatever. I have a belt, and that's fine with them. Plan is fighting Caleb. And I knew that shit was gonna happen, but I didn't know it was gonna happen that fast. Yes. Yeah. Is this fight? Yes, for Caleb Plan, yeah. I'm sad about that. Shut up. Is he really? Are you you're fucking, right? You're fucking with me. Charles fighting my You guys are so rude today. Oh my god. I'm gonna screen grab these two because you guys are rude. But I like to put these on my Instagram because it gets you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Would you say he has improved? Yes, I think the Triple G fight. You knew Miguel. You know that I didn't really fuck with Canelo like that before the Triple G fights. I started fucking with Canelo again. I fucked with Canelo heavy in the beginning, and then when he started doing the catch rate bullshit, I was like, "Fuck you, Canelo." Like I was not with it. I was not with it. Um, and also that it took him like longer to say with Triple G, right? I was like, man, fucking fuck this guy. But I fell off completely after the Amir Khan fight. I think he posted a mirror picture. He posted like a mirror selfie, and he was so fucking skinny. And I'm like, this motherfucker's going back down to 154. I just know it. And yeah, instead of going up to 160, he went back down to 154, and that's when he fought Caleb Smith. Not Caleb Smith. His brother, Liam Smith. And that's when I'm like, I'm jumping off the Canelo train. Like I was off of that shit. And little by little, as he was like, actually, I was like, okay, like he's improving. I was watching him. Um, and I know there's people on the live that like, you're a Canelo fan. Miguel will tell you guys, like, I was really like off the Canelo train. And when Canelo fought Triple G the first time, I was not rooting for anybody in specific, but I did think Canelo lost. And I'm more of a fan, like as a fan, I'm more of a fan of Triple G than I am of Canelo. So I don't know what you guys fucking, oh, she's a fan of Canelo. I just don't fucking, I'm not like, let bullshit like emotions dictate what I think of fights. But he's definitely improved. That second Triple G fight is where he got like most of my respect, and I had like 1 foot back on the train because I'm like, damn, like he did everything that they said he wouldn't do, and they had no answers for him. They had zero answers. And then the Jacobs fight. The Jacobs fight was very impressive to me. And I know there's a lot of people again who say shit like, oh, that was boring. You know, he didn't do anything to Jacobs. What a boring fight. Like, no, I love that fight. I think Canelo showed off so much his improvements, his head movement, his waist movement, his ability to counter and time Jacobs better and take away their size and reach advantages. So I think, yes, he has improved since the Triple G fights. Very, 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 very much so. I started working for FedEx to have 2 deliveries while I was, oh, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry about that. But the zone, you could take it anywhere you go, right? Like have it. I mean, no, you shouldn't. Why am I saying that? You shouldn't drive and like look at fights. Never mind. I wish they had like a radio, you know? Oh my God. Don't make fun of him. I'm a long haul truck driver. I was driving past the Alamo Dome. Oh, fuck. I would be like, I'm going to stop right here. So I want to stop. You should have stopped, had a beer, like get people in Texas don't give a fuck. I kept seeing like pictures and like people outside of the venue, no masks, walking around, like they didn't care. I'm like, oh fuck, and like Texas does not care. Yeah, that would be a really good fight. I think Charlo would probably like beat Triple G at this point. I was just trying to make you laugh. Well, that you did. That you definitely did. Thank you so much. The next Mexican will be Valdez versus yes. Valdez straight up ducked Stevenson. So I would love to see this fight. I'm gonna grab some like Mexican beer, some Pacificos, and come watch that shit right here because I love my Mexican versus Mexican fights. Who you got? Oh, that got announced for March. My birthday is March, and I'm sad about having another quarantine birthday. But with fights like this, I would not mind it. That's I think I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. I said I think twice. I think I don't know twice. Chocolatito looked really great against Jafai, right? But there's also the like, well, you know, UK fighters usually like underperform when they come on this side of the pond. I really love Gallo. I think Gallo's so underrated. I think he is because he's in the lower weight classes, he doesn't get the attention he deserves. I really, really like Gallo a lot. Like and Chocolate, I really fuck with him too. I feel bad that he was like at the top and everybody had him at the top. And then, you know, it was devastating the way he just like got just when he lost, everybody was already counting him off like, oh, this is never going to be the same Chocolatito. Even though, again, he looked great against Jafai, who was a champion, right? But Estrada got dropped by Cuadras. not too long ago in their fight. So, but Cuadras is a dog. So, these are the type of fights that you go back and forth within yourself when you're like, oh, well, this guy has this. No, wait, but this one, this, but it's because of this. And you're just like arguing with yourself, or not arguing, but you're like debating with yourself, right? So, I would have to go with uh, Estrada, because I think he's another guy that's gotten significantly better, right? Since his losses, because this is not a guy that's undefeated. He has like 4 losses on his record, right? So I think he's one of the guys that even though he's lost, he does learn a lot from them and then he improves. And I think he's on a high of he's gotten momentum, right? Especially after the second Rungvisai fight where he did beat Rungvisai very convincingly. I think ever since then he's been on a yeah, I'm badass type of vibe. And I think he can I just can't wait because those fights are just amazing. But it's 50-50, honestly, because again, Chocolate looks fucking amazing against Jafai. No, I think Canelo won the second fight against Triple G. Andy Ruiz was hometown. I'm gonna screen grab that. No, I want him to fight Areola. You guys are so crazy. I want him to fight Areola or White. Fuck it, give him White. Triple G is fighting an India scam caller. You guys, I hate you guys so much. You guys are so rude. What are your socials? Oh, let me. I always forget to post them. These are my socials. Yes, I did delete Xicana Boxing because it was a lot to work with. Like, and people on Instagram that like follow boxing, they just want to see the same Canelo video over and over again. Like the pages that post like just copy and paste content are the ones that like get interaction and stuff and engagement. And I would post like my interviews and shit, and like it would get like okay, but I'm like, why am I putting time into this when like I don't like all I had to do is post one video of Canelo, the same video that everybody posts whenever Canelo posts anything. All the boxing media pages on Instagram grab that and post on their timeline, and that's where the discussions begin, right? Which is fine because they have that platform. I don't have that platform yet, so I'm like, let me just stay on Twitter and then let me come to the YouTube. And then I've been doing consistently YouTube stuff since quarantine, basically, because there's nothing really else to do. And I was starting to do a lot of interviews and stuff. And again, quarantine happened, and that sucked. But yeah, I did delete my Xicana Boxing Instagram. Hello, how are you? How are you, Celtic Warrior? What do you think of the fights? Canelo and Spence be helped. Oh my god. You better not see, you better not let Boxiana see this. Wait, who's B Hop and who's De La Hoya first? First you have to say that. Canelo's B Hop? You have to specify. Man down has from woo had from yeah. But hello, Houston. Did you see that he said that Bud should stop asking for like good money and settle for 70-30? I don't like that. I think that makes Spence look really dumb. Like, you're both, the top of your division. You guys should do either 50-50 or 60-40. I think it was Bob Arum who actually had one idea that I really liked. He said, I don't think for this specific fight, but just in general, he said, do 40-40, and then the winner gets the other 20%. And I'm like, damn, that's a good ass idea. Especially when it's like elite guys, right? When it's elite guys, top of the division, both champions, we all want to see this shit. Do that. Do 40-40 and 20 extra for whoever wins. I think that's a great fucking deal. What do you people talk, Spence? Yeah, thank you for saying that. I don't get it. Because I think people do this because they just want to throw shit at Canelo. Like, here, now this guy, now this guy, now this guy, now this guy. And it's like, Spence and Canelo could probably happen, but I don't think it happens anytime soon. Maybe 2022, 2023, when like Errol Spence goes up and is getting he actually like fought other opposition besides Canelo at 168. Because again, I don't think Canelo's going back down to 160. And I don't think, again, if that's years for Spence to go up. Maybe he'll go up just for this specific fight against Canelo. But that's not smart to just go up and like Mikey did it and he looked dumb as fuck when he fought Spence. Is Spence gonna do the same thing? And of course, Canelo's a shorter, like he's not a tall, big 160, so 168. So it won't be like that much of a height disparity, but still, like, come on, like, I don't get it. I don't get that either, Carlos. Like, I see that shit and I choose to ignore it because people are like, oh, Spence, and I'm glad that he shut that shit down at the press conference because why are people even bringing that shit up? Canelo has all these motherfuckers that I want that we would rather him fight at 168. Why just pile on another dude that it's not gonna happen? Tecate con sal y limón. But oh yeah, he's food. Text my yeah, yeah. I think he's food for Richard. But Chet is gonna kill. Oh, I like Valdez. Okay, don't say that. Don't say that. Okay, I like Valdez. Who do you? Who would you choose between Berchelt and ¿cómo se llama? Jamel Herring, Miguel. Because remember they said that they would like to make Jamel Herring versus Berchelt too. So who would you have? Estrada wins. I love Spence, but the size difference is too much trying to take on Canelo. Maybe not the size, but just I mean, I don't know. Probably. I just don't like that fight. Estrada gets revenge against Chocolatito, in my opinion. I would love to see it. I love Chocolatito and shit, but I love Estrada too, like more. I love Estrada, and again, like he's had defeats in his career. He's had ups and downs, and I think it's gonna. Gallo Estrada's gonna take it. Oh, el gallo fino, so el gallo Estrada's gonna take it. You heard it here first. I have to go with Estrada too. Texas. Oh, thank you. I think Valdez can pull it off. Really? I don't know. I don't see if this fight would have happened under Manny Robles' training. I think I would give Valdez a much better chance against Berchelt. But now that he's with Eddie Reynoso, I just have to go with Berchelt by like decapitation. Berchelt's a fucking dog. Gonzalo Estrada, wrong said Cuadras best. Yes. Oh my god. I love those Superfly cards. I love those Superfly cards. Like those were such amazing. I remember when Chocolate also fought Wrong Messiah and then Cuadras versus Estrada on the card. That was such a good fucking card. Like I love the Superflies. I miss the Superflies. And then when Inoue even came and fought here for the same Superfly cards, man, good times, pre-quarantine times. Estrada's more fresh than Gonzalez. I'm picking him. I'm picking Estrada too. I think it's collective that we're all picking Estrada, right? Unless Chocolatito fucking, just washes. Imagine Chocolatito just dominates. Cuadras me. Oh my god. Do I have it right now? Let me see. That's like one of my favorite fucking me and my best friend, we reference this clip all the time. I don't have it on here. But me and my best friend, we reference this all the time when he's like, I'm so happy right now. I'm very motivation. I'm like, he's like, I'm more strong. Like I love Cuadras is one of my favorite people ever. Like he is so fucking funny. Miguel's in the house, y'all. He doesn't want to come on because he's shy. What do you think of King Kong versus White? I heard there's a rumor about it. I hope it's true. I would have King Kong on that. I hope King Kong knocks him the fuck out just like Povetkin did. Canelo look good? Yes, Canelo looked really well last night. I'm surprised that people are talking shit. I mean, I'm not surprised because people just talk shit in general, but I'm just surprised that people are still committed to like claiming other crap. Triple G's not playing. Oh my god. You guys are so rude. You're rude. Canelo's upon Billy Host honors me. Probably, yeah. What do you think wins versus Canelo and Charlo? I think I would have to give it to Canelo, though I don't think that fight's gonna happen because Canelo is now staying at 168. I don't think he goes down to 160. Maybe if Charlo moves up, maybe. Canelo got called out, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. Canelo staying at 168. Damn, out here in Los Angeles with it, yeah, I'm gonna have to leave right now, like 5 minutes. I have to go get my boys, but yeah, over here we can't do nothing. Everything's closed as it should be because like COVID is rampant right now. But I was looking at like I have mutuals that are in Texas and they're just like walking around with no masks and shit. I'm like, damn, y'all don't care. Mikey went out to fight Spence. Why can't he go up and fight Canelo? Who, Mikey? Okay, I don't get it. Mikey went up to fight Spence. Why can't he win? So is he referring to Spence or Mikey? Spence can go up and fight Canelo. I'm not saying he can't, but look what happened when Mikey went up to fight Spence. Everyone got okay with Leon Mikey moving up. No one's saying that we're not okay with it. Whoa, you guys get too defensive about shit. You guys get so defensive. Calm down, breathe. No one is telling you that he shouldn't move up. Our argument is that Canelo has other opponents that we'd rather see him with than entertain someone moving up. And maybe that way, Spence can come up, get his feet wet, see how he's going to do in the division, how his power transfer in that division, to see how he would do against Canelo. Right? Relax. No one's talking shit about Spence. Breathe. Herring losing Belfast Frampton. Oh, Frampton, I don't know. Frampton didn't look that great in his last fight. And he he knocked out the guy that had been knocked out like 15 times already. I don't think so. Berchello's beats Herring. Remember Herring last fight? He performed. Oh yeah. I remember that. He were talking shit, right? Because I was like a headbutt or something. Lily, hello. Hello, Azizi. Sergi. Oh my god, I love him. I've been seeing his fights since the Hollywood fight nights like started. And I have a bunch of his knockouts saved on my phone because they're just so freaking like spectacular. I mean, I've seen your interviews with him, even though I don't understand what you guys were saying, but I did see a bunch of your interviews with him. Everybody, you guys should follow Azizi podcast, listen to Azizi podcast, subscribe to his channel, especially if you're Russian, because he does do Russian commentary on there as well. But I really do. I'm looking forward to more fights. I know, wasn't he supposed to fight and got like COVID or something, or was that not him? I was sad about Akhmedov though. That's his name, right? The one that lost on the Triple G undercard. I really hope he comes back and tries again and isn't that hurt by this loss, because I think he just needs a little bit better defense. But yes, Sergey, I don't know how you pronounce his name. That's how I call him. But I have so many of his knockouts because I would go to the Hollywood fight nights and we would be at the top. So capturing his knockouts from like, I think I have it. I'm gonna pull it up. I like that he's now with Manny Robles. I think that's a great team right there for him to get better with his fights and for better opposition, right? So as he goes up to have a trainer like Manny in his corner, I think it's gonna be fucking great. I'm really excited for that guy, and he's tall as fuck, so I feel like he's gonna have like a really great advantage over a lot of people. But he's gonna win. Estrada wins. No, I have to go get my kids. I have to get them with their dad. He's like the other town next over. Frampton. Yeah, I mean, Frampton's older. Frampton has given us what he, could. Canelo said he can still make 160. He can still make it. But I don't think he's going to do that when, again, he has such great opposition. See, and even if he were to go, I think he would go down to fight Triple G because people want that fight and people feel like because it was such an even fight that they're going to want a third fight. And Triple G has that, power over people where we want to see that third fight. No, dude, I'm so glad you went viral, CZ. That's so awesome. Again, I know you will, but you should stay consistent because people are going to want to come back for all the other fights and see and hear more commentary. I think he will come back stronger too. I think just again, a lot of times, a lot of people learn more from their defeats than they do from their victories. Like a Canelo with Floyd. Fernandez has one more good. I hope so. I hope he does. And Herring, I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I just feel like I think Frampton's he's already given us everything, right? And I don't see him doing anything else. Canelo has options. Yes. People prefer Charlo and Canelo. I prefer Charlo over Canelo too. But that's also harder to happen because of the whole PBC thing. You know what I mean? Spence is not as small. He's a long reach and at the same time. All right, you guys. All right. Fuck it. Spence versus Canelo 2021. Let's hope it happens. I hope you guys are happy if it happens. I will be happy what happens, but I would rather see something else. Ryan versus Campbell, your pick. Ryan, I think Ryan wins. Campbell's going to be a really good test. And I think if Ryan is able to knock Campbell out, it's going to be huge because, yes, Campbell has been down before and, you know, shit like that. But I think he's a really good opponent for Ryan. And if Ryan can knock him out the way he's been devastating knocking out his other opponents, it's going to be a huge statement. So, yes, Ryan wins. I'll see you guys later. I gotta go. Follow me on almost my social media so you guys can keep talking to me on there and telling me that Spence does deserve to fight Canelo. Okay? Please call Pedro. He's crying. Wait, who's Pedro? What are you guys talking about? Yes. Message me on all my social medias and just tell me how much you think Spence deserves a Canelo fight. Fight me on it. Okay? Good night, guys. I'll see you guys next Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Okay?